Excited.
Fuck the cameras, fuck the mics.
We've definitely been meaning to do this for a while. So I'm excited to be here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate the time.
Yeah, man.
After seeing some of the big guests on here, I'm like, there's no way that after seeing some of the big guests that you have had on here, I'm like, there's no way I should be on here.
Why, man? Don't think like that. I don't, it's really not, because bro, the thing is too, if some of the bigger guests,
yeah.
if you can't talk, bro,
right.
That's what it comes down to.
Right.
Like if I have a guest on that has 500,000 followers on Instagram, but they can't keep a conversation going, what are we talking about?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It's a long time coming.
Yeah, honestly, because I remember it was probably in year one. Year one, I reached out, and you were like, let's set it up, let's get going, and I was like, yeah, absolutely, would love to do it. But I was living in Victoria at the time.
Yeah.
It just didn't happen. But now we're here.
Yeah.
3 years later, 100 episodes in.
And then it's funny because when that happened, Nate, did Nate say I hated you?
Oh, yeah. Like he was like, oh, like he wants you. Like he's like, oh, like, and that's why I was like, okay, I'm not gonna reach out again. Like I was like, that's my bad. So when like we were scheduling, to do this one here, I was like, oh, no, because we were supposed to do this a little while ago. So when I postponed the second time, I was like, there's no way he's gonna.
No, bro, because we were supposed to do it last week, and
because I was in Victoria again, just scheduling issues, scheduling error.
I get it, bro.
Yeah,
life happens. We're busy, man. We got We're old, man.
Honestly, I feel all 28 years. I feel all 28.
Do you?
No, but my body feels about 50. But I feel definitely older after all the years of hoops and all these things. Yeah, but definitely my body feels old. I would say it's.
Yeah, man. I want to talk about something because, man, at the party, we said hi to each other, right? But we got right into it. Yeah. We got right into the deep end, deep water, some heavy topics. Yeah. Where did that come from, man?
The heavy topics?
Yeah, because we just said hi and we were in the kitchen.
Right.
And then it's funny because Nate messaged me the day after and he was like, "Bro, did Ish just go off? What was up? What was happening? Is he good?" Like,
yeah, I mean, honestly, it's I don't know. You get two people who are just in a room, comfortable, and it just came naturally. We were just like, I saw each other in the kitchen upstairs, and we were just like we hadn't seen each other in a while at that point, and we were just kind of like, just right off the rip, we just started talking. And I feel like that's just a connection you have with some people. You just connect off the rip, and it's just natural. It flows, and we just got into it, like having a little heart to heart in the kitchen while everyone we're at Nate's little get together. But immediately off the rip, we just got into
like I appreciate that a lot because it means like we're comfortable, we're good, right? And I was just kind of like, is something up? Because after that, I was like, because we talked about some shit, man, pressure and you feel like you got to speed up on some things, and
you're gonna have to remind me of some of these conversations. I definitely don't remember everything, so you're gonna have to remind me a little bit what we talked about. But
well, I mean, I don't know how much can I bring up your relationship. I mean, a lot of it was
there's nothing on the table. There's nothing off the table. So go ahead.
No, because one thing you were worried about and you were stressed out about was the getting married and proposing and taking it to the next level. And do you still feel that? What's going on, man? Talk to me. Tell me how you really feel, bro.
We're getting right into it.
Absolutely, dog.
Do I feel pressured about getting married? I wouldn't say pressured. I wouldn't say I feel pressured. Like, I definitely don't feel pressured to be married. I mean, I'm 28 going 29 and not engaged. And so definitely don't feel pressured, but I feel like I understand people who feel pressured to get married, but no, I don't feel pressured really a lot at this moment. But I definitely feel like there's people who feel like they got to be on a certain timeline. But I just honestly, like, I didn't think I was gonna be here at 28. I didn't think I didn't think I was gonna be where I was at 28. And so I think that I just honestly take it day by day.
Why not? Why didn't you think you were gonna?
I don't know. I don't even know where I thought I'd be at 28 years old, probably married with kids. Who knows? 28 years old, but here I am with no kids. Not married, in my career though. So in my career, which is important for me, and I'm excited to be in my career. But honestly, we just take it day by day. Honestly, I 28 years old, like didn't know where I was gonna be. Definitely didn't think I was gonna be here.
Okay, I hear you, but that night you were just talking about, yo, like I felt like you were going through it. I felt like you were going through it.
Shit. Aren't we all?
Let's talk about it. As men, like
Yeah.
what the fuck is up?
Where do I start? Honestly, I feel like, you got work, you got life, you got your relationship, you got your family, friends, moving to a new city. I think that there's a lot of pressures. I think just being a man, there's a lot of pressure of, being able to be established in your career. At 20 years old, like, do you have a home? Are you a homeowner? Are you selling your career? Where you're at financially, mentally, emotionally. I think there is a lot of societal pressure. I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself as well. Pressure from family, friends. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure, and most of it probably stems from myself.
What do you think it comes from? Because I agree with you fully. I mean, let's break it down. Like, what are the thoughts that come up with it? What are the feelings that are connected to it? What are the behaviors that come after all that? After all the thinking of, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not doing enough, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, I'm comparing myself to this person, shit, I feel anxiety now, I'm worried, I feel like I'm missing out, I feel like I'm falling back, I'm not catering to this person, I'm not.
Honestly, I don't really compare myself to a lot of people. I think that's something that I feel like it takes a lot of joy of kind of what you're doing. I feel like I don't really compare myself to a lot of people. I feel like the minute I start comparing myself to people, they say what the comparison's the theft of joy.
Yeah.
Like for me, I don't really compare myself to other people because I feel like their situation is not my situation is not their situation. So I try not to compare myself at least to people. But I don't know. I think it stems from myself. I think that I have high standards for myself. I think my parents have high standards for me. People. My my surroundings, people who uplift me. I think there's just I'm not gonna say pressure, but I feel like there's some standards. I feel like growing up, it's been standards my whole life, and you just kind of always want to meet not just meet the standards, but go past it.
I hear you. Do you think you need to uphold a certain standard for the people around you, especially your close friends, Nate, TJ, all those guys? Because you've been in that light of ever since provincial team days.
Yeah.
Ishmail, the cool guy, the guy that's swagged out.
Right.
And now you've gone to the point where that's sort of been your identity all these years, and now you almost have to enhance that rather than just be where you're at.
It's
like
funny.
you've kind of made that identity for yourself throughout these years because of your peers and how they look at you, and they put you in that cool light, which is great.
Right. I mean, it's funny that you say that. I mean, I definitely wouldn't view myself as any of those categories, but I'll take that nonetheless. That this cool, swaggy guy. But I think, this is gonna sound cliche, just do me. Like I think that I just do what makes me happy. I dress the way I want to dress. I kind of do what I want to do. Like everything that. Just whatever brings me joy. That's honestly where it comes from. And I think that people can see the genuine, person. And I feel like then they're like, oh, like that person's cool because he's genuine. That person's swaggy because he dresses the way he does, because he pulls that off. It's like, it's just genuine. I'm just genuine myself. And I feel like that the moment you try to be someone else, the moment you try to be someone you're not, people can, they'll be able to find that, they'll be able to sense that you're so ungenuine and not real. And it's not pleasant to be around.
I hear you. Yeah, because it doesn't seem like you force it. It's just who you are, right? So when I saw you that night, when you came in all swagged out, looking like that, I didn't have the sense that this guy's trying to put on an act or some sort of character. I just thought, oh, it's just
that's just what I was feeling that day. Honestly, like every day, like a lot of people probably think like, oh, I plan. Like it's just I literally get up, however I'm feeling, I put that on. Like that's just it. Like there's no plan, there's no nothing. I feel like. I try to plan things, and they always go to shit. So I stop planning things. I just kind of go with the flow and just kind of, I think just be my genuine self.
What's the biggest thing that you wish people knew about mental health and just really going through it? And I guess some things that your friends and family wouldn't even know.
I'd say that even the happiest people from the outside, the people you would think, oh, that guy's always smiling, the guy's always in a great mood. I find those people are the ones who are probably in the deepest, darkest places. like always, like every day, like you'll see the person, like I would never have guessed these people who I see on a day-to-day basis, like some of my close friends or some of the people who I was closest to, I'd be like, oh, like I would have never guessed they were depressed, never guessed they were had anxiety, going through anything. But then once you kind of have that conversation, you just talk to somebody, you realize, oh shit, like on the on the inside, like oh they're suffering, or like they're mentally not doing well, they're emotionally not doing well, and so I feel like it's a lot of people just go through things and maybe they're just silent, especially like me growing up as as a man, like we didn't talk about our emotions growing up. We didn't talk about emotions.
Especially our generation.
Like we weren't like growing up. It wasn't touchy emotionally feelings. So when you get older, you don't really know how to like express your emotions. You don't know how to express yourself and what you're going through, or maybe extend for help, or X, Y, Z. So I think that's something that I wish people knew more. Just kind of like just kind of reach out and talk, because I think that being silent is only gonna it's only not gonna get you really far. Reach out.
Are you gonna start being more vocal about it? Are there things that you need to be more vocal about?
Absolutely. I think there's things that like probably even some of my close friends probably don't even know. I think there's probably some things that maybe I don't even know, maybe that I'm not even aware of. And I think that just goes from just again like knowing yourself, being comfortable to have those tough conversations with yourself, and just again being just genuine, and just I guess letting go of your pride as well. Pride is the devil. Like that shit will kill you. Your pride. Let that shit go. As soon as you let that go, and you just kind of and be real.
That's why I really appreciated our time at that party, bro, because you really just let it out. You don't remember?
I do remember the conversation. No, it wasn't.
I mean, I don't really remember every single aspect of the conversation. I mean, when we went downstairs, we were just kind of sitting there, and we were going back and forth, and it was interesting because I never thought, not that I wouldn't think you're capable of being vulnerable and emotional, but when you started letting it go, and just letting it rip, telling me everything, my respect for you and my appreciation only grew, because you didn't really give a shit. Like it was a party, everyone's having a good time, drinks are flowing, laughs, and you just kind of got right to it. And I mean, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I think just again being vulnerable, it's hard. So definitely, I think that conversation we had was just natural and it flowed. But I think to get in that vulnerable state and just kind of talk about the things that you're maybe struggling with, or talking about the things that may not be that you want to talk about, I think it's hard. But again, being vulnerable, like you said, you immediately once you didn't know I was capable of that. And immediately once we had this conversation, you're like, wow, you saw me in a whole different light, just because you're like, wow, I respect that he was capable of being so vulnerable. I respect that he was capable of, talking about these things that might have been hard to talk about. And I think that, again, it opens the conversation about mental health. It opens the conversations about you and I getting on a close level, and just, it connects. I think that, struggling, you can talk about it and it connects people in a deeper way.
Yeah.
Than these surface level things.
Man, how do you take compliments? Like right now, I said that, I've always seen you, we didn't personally know each other from in high school, but we knew each other through the basketball community, because it's small. We all knew about each other, right? I always thought of you as the, you're good at basketball, right. You're cool, you're swag, and the things that I heard from the grapevine through friends and mutuals, I always thought that about you. Me saying that to you, what does that do for you? Do you take it and appreciate it and it's a feather on your cap, but then in a bit you're just like, damn, again, you're like, man, am I really him? Am I really good? And I don't know how you feel, but that's just my experience. Like if you were to tell me, when people tell me great things about me, I feel good. Thank you. I'm satisfied. Appreciate you. And then boom, right? I'm like, damn, I go right back into, I'm not good enough.
I mean, I'll take a compliment for sure. Like, I'm not saying no. Definitely, you want to throw some more compliments my way, I'll absolutely take it. But I think, again, I think it comes down to, knowing yourself, So, for example, like you said, like, oh, I'm swaggy or whatever. Like, if I don't think that about myself, there's no way that compliment's going to make me think that, And so when I say that, just because even you saying, like, oh, you dress well, or I'm swaggy, or I'm cool, or I'm good at basketball, if I don't believe those things in myself, then there's nothing you're going to say that makes me convinced that. So, I know those things maybe if I am swaggy, maybe I don't think I'm dressed well, but you compliment me, it makes me think I dress well. But for me, I think that it's about knowing yourself, and so I think like taking a compliment. I think I love compliments. Like who doesn't love a compliment?
So let me ask you: do you believe those things wholeheartedly?
Which ones? That I'm swaggy and I dress well.
You're swaggy. You're a cool guy. You're good at basketball.
I was good at basketball. Was not anymore. Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm a pretty confident guy. I would say pretty confident. I feel like pretty confident.
Where does it come from?
That's a great question. Actually, it's actually a great question because I actually don't know where that comes from. Like I want to say I've been confident my entire life, but which is crazy because if you look at some of the past photos or past haircuts, like you'd be like, eeh. But I don't know. I just always been confident. Always believed in myself. Always just confident in who I was, and I feel like I just knew who I was at an early age. I knew who I was. I knew my morals. I knew what I liked. I knew what I didn't like. I knew what was important to me. I knew, I just knew myself really well at a young age. So I feel like that kind of built my confidence early when I was young.
Mm-hmm. Who is Ish? What are your morals? And
yeah,
I mean, that's a loaded question.
Who is Ish? Yeah, I feel like I'm always evolving. We're always changing. I'm 28 years old. Like who I was last year is not who I am today. Who I was 2 years ago, who I was maybe even a month ago, is not who I am today. So I mean, as much as I know myself, which I think I know myself pretty well. I'm always changing. I'm always evolving, and like who I am today, I'm probably not gonna be. If I'm the same person I am today next year, I feel like that's kind of a loss. No,
I think so. You're always growing.
Yeah,
right?
You're always growing. You don't want to be
so
stagnant.
you got the mindset of just continuous growth.
Yeah.
No matter what. No matter what you're doing, what you're striving towards, continuous growth in every moment.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Is that a pressure? It's a little anxiety inducing putting that self on yourself. It's not a bad thing by any means, but it's telling yourself, oh, if I'm the same person I am next year that I am right now, I haven't improved. I haven't grown. I mean, what does that even mean if I'm the same person or not? Or what does that even entail saying that, oh, I've changed or I'm growing for the better? I mean, are we going for the better? Or are we just taking things in stride as life comes, right? Like,
I mean, you can't plan growth. I mean, growth just happens, whether it's, every day is obviously different, right? So whether it's a bad thing that happens, good thing that happens, like everything that you do, you'll either learn from it or you'll grow from it, or it'll help you change your character, change how you think about certain things. I think the biggest thing for me is how I learned myself and how I kind of got to a place where I knew, like, growth-wise, is like, honestly, a lot had to do with relationships. A lot of the relationships that I've had through the years helped me discover who I was.
What do they teach about you? What do they teach? What about you?
What you look for in a partner, what you don't look for in a partner, what you thought you were into, what you are into, what you expectations of one another. I think those are things that you discover, through relationships, I find.
What's the hardest thing in a relationship right now?
What's the hardest thing about being in a relationship?
Being in a relationship, working on a relationship. Because it's work. From a lot of things from a lot of people I've heard, it's a commitment.
Yeah, and I think
job in a way.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it like a job, it probably won't go far, but it's a commitment to effort. In my personal belief, it's a commitment to effort every day, because it's very easy to get stagnant. It's very easy to be like, you're comfortable, you've been with this person, and you stop putting those efforts. Like, let me ask you, when that girl you dated or that girl you really liked, when you were trying to impress her, what'd you do? Like, first couple weeks you were buying her flowers. Maybe you took her somewhere nice. Maybe you were doing all these little extra shit to kind of impress her. Year 3, year 4, are you still putting that effort in? Year 5, year 6, year 10, year 20, are you still putting that effort in that you put in year 1 and 2 when you were trying to impress her?
I would assume no. I've never gone to that. I've never gone to year 3 or 4, so I wouldn't know.
Right.
Straight up.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, so let me ask you, what are some non-negotiables, man? Like, what are some things that
in a relationship, non-negotiables?
Yeah. Or let's just take it back and take it to, let's say hypothetically you're single and you're out there looking and you're dating. What are some non-negotiables? Because I'll give you my answer after, man. Because a lot of things really just piss me off now.
Well, you're single. You tell me.
So I'm gonna give you an example, a recent example actually. So it's little things, man, that I feel like I shouldn't be telling you this. You should know this on your own after living a certain amount of years and have had certain amount of life experience.
Right.
So for example, when I make a plan with you and you're telling me that, for example, you're in pain, there's something physically you're in pain, and I make the plan, I ask you, hey, okay, I know you're in pain right now, but do you want to hang out later on in the week when you're not in pain? Because this is something that kind of fades away, the pain.
Right.
And the girl says, yeah, I'll see how much pain I'm in. That day comes, that Friday, and you don't say anything to me.
Right.
Just crickets, nothing.
Right.
Yes, I could inquire and ask you, hey, are you good? Are you still in pain?
Yeah. Why don't you though? Like why wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe it is my ego, maybe it is my pride.
Right.
But
the thing about communication is it's a two-way street. If you didn't reach out to me, I didn't reach out to you, it's a two-way street. It's easy to be like, oh, why didn't you reach out to me on Friday? Why didn't you reach out?
Man, I know.
Why didn't you reach out? Yeah, I mean, it's it's very easy to be like, oh, like you should just know that. Like, why shouldn't you just reach out? Like why didn't I reach out?
But it takes two to tango, bro.
Does,
like,
absolutely.
Absolutely. And it's also your pain. It's your body. It's your physical symptoms.
Yeah.
You should be inclined to let me know if you're okay. It's a little example, man. But I'm just saying. My point is, it's just little anecdote of that just. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too stingy, bro.
Yeah. So what's your non-negotiable? Sorry, you said your non-negotiables while you're dating, like while you're meeting a girl, you're out to date,
okay,
you're out to lunch, You ask her, what's your non-negotiable?
Okay, well, one non-negotiable for sure is if you like going out every weekend. And that's fine. I've said this before. I don't have anything against people going out. I used to be that guy. We used to be that guy that we. Believe me, I've seen you in Fortune many times, brother. Okay. I've seen you in Fortune many times.
All right. Yeah.
But again, I'm not in that stage of my life anymore.
Yeah.
I just not. I can't accompany you and be alongside you throughout your journey of going out. I can't do it physically.
Yeah, for sure. At 20 years old, I mean, if that's where your priorities are, going out every weekend, maybe you guys are just not on the same page, which is totally fair.
Right.
Totally fair.
And another non-negotiable is emotional intelligence. If you're not able to provide, if you're not able to have empathy, express empathy, express kindness in times of need, I mean, I just can't do it.
That's a great point. So you're asking those questions on a first date?
No. I'm not asking. I'm not. I don't have bullet points ready to go, or you know what I'm saying. But I mean, I test the waters. I test the waters 2-3 first dates.
Yeah.
I can kind of just sense it. Yeah. There's a little moment in every single date or every time I'm getting to know someone where there's like, there it is.
Like a red flag? Or
a red flag.
Where
my spidey senses start.
Really? Do you think you're looking for it? Like you're looking for the red flags?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Like, are you on a date looking to genuinely get to know this person, or are you looking for things that are going to hinder this relationship moving forward?
You're probably right. I'm probably looking at the negatives.
Right. Like I haven't been on a first date in a long time, but if I was going on a first date now, like I feel like at 20 years old, 29 years old, I have things I want to know. Like I'm not here to waste time. Like I have things that I need to know about if there's even a hope to go on. Like, you know, if there's going to be a second date, like what's your relationship with your family like? What's your morals? Like what's your beliefs? What do you want in the future? Like do you want kids? Do you want to have like what's your future look like?
And you'll straight up start asking those?
I mean, it'll hopefully be in the flow of a genuine conversation, but I, you know, there's things I just want to know. Like I don't really care what your major was 8 years ago. Like, you know, I want to get to what's important to you. What's your future look like? What's important to you now? Like what's, you know, just kind of like, that's, I mean, I haven't been on a first date in years. It's been like years. So I wouldn't really know. I wouldn't even know how to be on a first date anymore.
And by the way, like, does your girl know you're here?
I mean, when it drops, she will. When this episode drops, she will know that I'm here.
She felt some sort of way about it.
About what?
Let's talk about it, man.
About what? About podcasts? About men
Yeah,
having podcasts?
do you remember that when
I do remember that.
She was in a way mocking it. I don't know. She was mocking it. She was joking about it.
Yeah.
I didn't really like it.
Yeah. I think there's just, there's the narrative that people, men specifically, who just get on a podcast and just say wild shit, about women, about this, about just, which is like, I think there are a lot of people who are like that. There's a lot of men out there who just say crazy wild shit and think they could just say whatever about women, say about whatever, So I think I kind of get her aspect, but at the same time,
But we made it known that we're gonna have a heart to heart as men.
Course.
We're gonna talk about some real hard hitting things that men needed. So the vibe, I don't know. I was just kind of thrown off by it, as if it's just as 100%. If we're doing something diabolical, bro.
Right. I think that's just kind of what a lot of you go online, you just kind of hear like the Andrew Tate of the world. This you just kind of hear just these wild shit, people saying wild things. So I think the narrative that just men get on these podcasts and just say crazy wild shit, and I think that's where it probably stems from, like another podcast with another man talking about how women should be like this or women should be like that, or men should be like that, or you know what I mean. So I get where it comes from, but like she knows that I would never come on here and be like, all right, like,
well, that's what I mean though. She knows
like,
that you're not gonna do that. So why?
Yeah, I don't know. I think just her. I don't know.
I mean, if she sees this, she feels some sort of way about it. Hey, I could talk to her about it.
No, she will. Let's get her on the pod. Let's get her on the pod.
I felt kind of, I was kind of thrown off by it because it seemed like she was in a way judging us getting on a podcast. It was, in a way,
right.
Maybe she thought it was cringy,
right?
Whatever the fuck.
Yeah, who knows? We didn't really talk about her afterwards, honestly.
No,
we didn't really talk about her afterwards. Yeah, we didn't know this, but if you're watching this, shout out to Bren if you're watching this.
Oh, we did talk about this upstairs at the kitchen. You said there's a whole different vibe in Vancouver in terms of flexing and going out.
Yeah,
tell me about it, man.
I mean, I just moved here, so I'm from Victoria, so like it's very slow pace, it's very slow. It's very slow. I mean, again, like I haven't really. The big thing I was here in Vancouver specifically is like it's so hard to make friends. I don't get that at all. You tell me, you lived here your whole life. Like, why is it so hard to make friends? I don't get that at all.
Well, let me ask you, how is it easier in Victoria?
I don't think it's easier. I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing.
Okay,
anywhere.
so you think it's the same.
But the narrative, I always hear the narrative is like it's hard to make friends here. Maybe because we're not in university anymore, or we're not in like. But the narrative is like, oh, like it's hard to meet people and hard to make friends. I don't get that. Do you find it hard?
Yeah, you think it's easy.
I mean,
is that what you mean? Like, do you think it's easy to make friends? You don't understand the narrative.
Like when we at the birthday, like I hadn't seen you in how long? We only see each other play basketball, but we're in a deep conversation for an hour. Like, was that hard? Like we just sat there and we just chopped it up. Like I don't really get the narrative of like how like you just can you speak? Say hi. Like I just didn't get the whole like it's hard to make friends. Like I'm like what's hard about it? I don't know. You tell me. Be in the city. You grew up here your whole life.
Yeah. Well, I think specifically for me and you, I think we just have different. Our personalities are different from other people's, right? We're very not to pump our own tires, but we're very social. We're very sociable people. We're very personable. We like to talk. We both we're good listeners.
Right.
So I don't think we can compare ourselves to other people, right? But yeah, it absolutely is hard. I think it's I mean, I don't really know, man. I don't really I don't get it. I mean, what do you think? I mean
I mean
people get nervous? Is it scared? Is it a fear? Is it
I think it is. I think the fear of maybe being judged. Like, I don't really know. I feel like personally, like, I don't know. Like, I can't remember the last, like, I genuinely, like, let me ask you, who's the last friend you made that hasn't been in the last 10 years of someone you knew from a childhood, from high school or university? Like, who's your last friend you made? The last friend you made that's not in those categories of high school or university?
I made a few, man. I mean, I've met a few dudes at the gym that
Do you still kick it with today?
But that's the thing though, man. Like, what are we considering? Who are we considering a friend, right? Like, what's
monthly? You talk to them monthly.
It's hard because it's always love. It's always love between these people. But there can be lapses of 2 or 3 months where we don't talk.
Right.
But we both know that we both know where we're at.
Yeah, exactly.
We both know what's going on.
Right.
We're just busy. We just got lives, man. We got a lot of responsibilities. Like me and you, what would you consider us?
I'd say friends.
I would say friends.
I'd say friends.
But
say so.
But let's be real.
Yeah.
How much are
how
we
often
like?
do we chop it up?
How often do we hang out?
I'd
And
say,
that's okay. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. How would you explain it?
I think
it's a perfect example. Me and you.
I think that we don't constantly need the reinsurance to talking all the time to know what a relationship is. Like I don't need, like, if you didn't text me back or if we didn't talk in a month, I wouldn't be like, oh, you're upset at me, or like we just know our relationship. Like I don't need the validation of the talk every day between you and I, or weekly or monthly, to know what our relationship stands. If that makes sense. That's just me though. Like my best friend, like I haven't talked, like one of my boys, I haven't talked to in probably like 4 or 5 months, 6 months, 8 months. But if I see him today, we chop it up tomorrow, we get on the phone, like we talk like we've been talking like for every day, you know? Like I think that, I don't know, like that's just how, I don't want to say like that's just how men are, but like,
I mean, yeah, like I don't know, like I met you through our mutual that's very close to us, and we kind of you know, we vibe, we hit it off right away.
Right.
You saw me at the party a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
We're chopping it up. Now you're on the podcast. We're still chopping it up.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know. Is it just us? Is it just we're cool? we're cooler than a lot of people. We have more personality. We're more accepting, more open minded. I mean, what? I mean,
I don't know.
Because it's interesting you say Victoria is the same way. Because I would assume that Victoria is much easier.
No, I think it's easy in general. Like that's just the narrative I always hear in the city here. It's just hard to make friends, and I just never understood the narrative. Granted, you know, the funny thing about me saying that, I haven't made a friend since I've been here, ironically enough. But like I already knew people coming to the city, so I just feel like I don't really get the narrative. Like I just didn't get it.
But how many friends do you need though? Ish?
Exactly.
You don't need, you know.
Exactly. I got 3, maybe 4, and I'm good. I'm good off that. 4, maybe 5. Like my close circle of friends, like someone who like would actually, like, on my day off when I'm actually not busy, or like I want to kick it with, like, on, you know, spend my genuine time with. Because I find, again, like we're older now, we're busy. Like you gotta date. Like you're working all the time, and then, you know, during the weekends you're just doing shit you didn't have time to do during the week. And so when you get a day off, you probably either just want to be by yourself or kick it, or you and your partner want to do something. So if I got genuine time off and I want to spend, it better be with someone who I actually want to, you know, spend my time with. You know.
Do you find being friends with people right now and the close knit people that you already have? Do you find it's becoming more of a job to be friends with them in terms of
not at all.
Not a job. It's an effort. It's an effort to keep those connections, because we're all so busy and we all have so much limited time right now that if you or I decide to just sit back and not hit anyone up or not message anyone or not make plans with anyone, it could easily
the relationship could fade.
It could, I wouldn't say it would fade, but you could go a few months and some you know, considerable amount of time in between from seeing that person. Right. Because think about it, like I read it in a book. In high school, you're all under the same timeline. You're all under the same schedule. You go to school, you do you have the same time in your classes, you got basketball practice later. We're all going towards the same, we're on the same road. Yeah. Right? So it makes sense that we just naturally see each other more, and we just But then as you get older, you think that's going to be the same thing.
It's not the case. Like I might see my friends maybe once a week. Like if that. Like I feel like you get older and you just again, shit, you're just busy. Like you don't have time. Like the fact that we could do this was great, like, you know, but like I feel like we're just busy. Like, you know, if you got people who are 20, 29, you got a mortgage, you got kids, maybe you got a family, maybe you got pets. Like you don't have time to kick it. You just don't have time. And I feel like, again, once you do have that time, you want to genuinely either spend it by yourself or with your significant other, or by your, like, you know what I mean? So I feel like if you have genuine people you want to spend time with, like, I think the most important thing for me as I gotten older is time. I think it's the one thing I value more than money, more than anything else is time. Because you'll never get that shit back. Like, you'll never get, like, I'll never get that 5 minutes ago. I'll never get it again. You can always make more money. You can always make more friends. You can always buy another house. You can always do more and get more of anything else. You cannot get time back.
So what do you do with your time?
I spend it the way I want to. Spend it doing things I genuinely want to do, because my time's very important to me. Like, between work and while I'm not working, spending with my significant other, my family, my friends. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to spend it with genuine people who I want to be around. Again, time is the most important thing to me, at least.
Do you find you enjoy spending time with yourself more?
Yes. As I get older, the less I'm like, as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh man, like when I got time, like when I do have genuine time, I do enjoy like a lot just being by myself, just kicking it.
I'm with you. What about it?
Peace, quiet, maybe catching up on a pod, maybe catching up a book, maybe catching up on just some self time. I feel like you just need that time to unwind. Maybe people don't have a lot of social battery. You just want to chill, be by yourself, watch a movie, whatever. You just some downtime, and I feel like that's really important. To have that downtime. Be by yourself, spend some time alone. I think it's very important.
So it's an unwinding of all the overwhelming and the shouldering of the day's responsibilities.
Absolutely. I mean, like, think about 20. You got your bills to pay. You got stress about your relationships. You got your stress of work. You got a stress of societal pressure. You got stress about marriage, maybe your relationship, maybe your family, your kids. You got stress about. There's so much stress going on a day-to-day basis that to have time, and I think this is really important as well. What I've realized, again, at 28, is that we have stress every day. Everyone, you, me, everyone's got stress every day. To take that 15, half an hour, 2 hours to just not be worried about anything is so underrated. Not worrying about a bill, not worrying about if you fitting in, not worrying about what you look like. You just kind of be by yourself. There's no pressure. There's no, you don't want to be worried about a single, like, that is so underrated. Just being by yourself and not have to worry about, and just mentally being off. Because I find I'm on 24/7. I'm at work, I'm on. I come home, I'm on. You have just responsibilities all the time. And so to be able to turn it off, it's a nice feeling, just being by yourself, turn it off. Underrated.
Is it easy for you to turn it off?
No, hard.
What's hard about it?
I just think that, you got pressure, not pressure, I won't say pressure, you got responsibilities, you got things to do, like, you can't, I think that's my biggest thing, that I don't know how to turn it off. I don't know how to turn it off, and I struggle with that. Like, I struggle with being like, oh, it's okay to just take an hour or two, like, it's something I'm, like, learning to do now, but growing up, I struggled. It's just like, okay, it's okay to just turn it off,
Because is it when you feel like when you're not doing anything, you feel like you're losing?
Yeah, 100%.
What are you losing?
Time. Like, there's shit I gotta get done. There's things I didn't do last week. Things I piled up. Yeah. Like, I just feel like this is before. Like, this is, and now I'm like, shit. That shit can wait. That can wait. Like, I need some time for myself.
Yeah, man. What is it with? I feel like it's with our generation that has that. What is it? Is it just the thing, the role models we had? Kobe? Is that, where does it come from? Because I think it really is from like the 95s onwards, 94.
Where does it come from? Like, not being able to turn it off? Or not?
Yeah, I just feel like after talking to a lot of people around our age,
yeah,
I think especially men, I think we're all in the same place, that we just think that we just got to keep going at a rapid pace at every moment and every second of the day.
Yeah, I think, again, I can't speak on anybody else. I can speak for myself. And I think, and this is probably like something that probably stems from my childhood, just growing up. I think that, again, there's this narrative, like, you're the man. Like, you got to, like, like, you're the man of the house. You have all the responsibilities. Like, your family relies on you. These people rely on you. I think there's that narrative is like, you have so many people relying on you. Like, you don't get a time to get off. Like, you have your family relying on you. You got your kids relying on you. You got your job relying on you. You got your wife or spouse, your husband relying on you. Like, there's so many people relying on you, and there's this narrative that, like, you don't get a chance to take it off. There's too many people really dependent on you when really, in theory, it's probably not the case. No one's depending on me. Nobody. So take that time to just be like, oh, I could turn it off. Like, I don't need to be, quote unquote, the man of the house every day. You know what I mean?
You can tell yourself that, but when it comes down to it, you still can't turn it off.
Yeah, I get that. I definitely get that. But that's something I'm struggling with now, being able to turn that off. And I think, it's okay to, not be okay. It's okay to take some time off. It's okay to, need a break. It's okay to just, changing the narrative of the man of the house,
And I'd go a step further, man. It's okay to not feel okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think a lot of dudes, that I know, when I talk to them, every time they talk about being upset and being anxious and being worried, they're talking about the situation. They're talking about the context.
Right.
But what they really are trying to talk, what they're really verbalizing in the undertone of all of it is that they're upset about the fact that they're anxious about the situation, that they're stressed out about whatever the scenario may be.
Right.
And I just tell them, yo, you have every right to be anxious about the feeling of not being good enough or being stressed about a certain deadline. Because I think a lot of dudes get to a point where they start getting anxious and worried or stressed out about work or your relationship or being the man of the household or whatever.
Right.
And then it's a double-edged sword where you get stressed about it, you get anxious about it, you get into your shit.
Yeah.
But then you double down on it and you get more stressed because you're asking yourself, why am I stressed about it? Why am I anxious? And why am I not able to spiral? You spiral. You get anxious about being anxious and you think that you have no right to be anxious.
That's the worst. Being anxious about being anxious, that's the worst. Like, for me, I get like for example, like the only thing I want to say, like, to preface, like, I don't really deal with a lot of anxiety, but I have the most absolute empathy and sympathy for anybody who deals with that on a day-to-day basis, because that shit is the worst. Like, anxiety, anxious, like, I don't really deal with that I have, but the people who actually deal with that on a day-to-day basis, who go through that every day, like, I have the most empathy and sympathy for you, because that shit sucks and it hurts, and it's just you're spiraling, you're anxious, you can't even eat, you're like, it's all day. Like, for me, like, the one that gets me is like, if it's late, maybe I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh shit, it's like late, I gotta go to bed, I got work tomorrow. But then, like, I can't sleep, even though I'm trying to fall asleep, but not sleeping stressing me about. So, like, you ever been in that spiral, like, I gotta sleep, but it's so late, it's like, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be so tired in the morning, but then, like, thinking about it, you can't sleep, and now I'm just like, but I gotta sleep, and like, you're just in this spiral, and you can't, like, it's just, I'm the worst at that. The worst.
100%. Yeah. So I'm interested, you said you're not an anxious person.
I wouldn't say I don't deal with anxiety on a day-to-day basis. I don't feel like I don't.
What does anxiety feel to you when you?
Oh God, I can't sleep, can't eat. That's all I think about. I'm anxious, like, I'm just like sweating. Again, anybody who deals with anxiety or on a day-to-day basis, like, the most sympathy and empathy for you, because that shit sucks.
Does it start with the sweating and the lack of appetite, or is it a thought that triggers?
Probably a thought that triggers, It's probably stemming from something, like, I'm anxious, worried, stressed about something. That's probably, and then, again, like, it just eats you up.
What's the last thing that got you like that?
Stressed me out? Shit. Probably, I don't know, just like day-to-day work, day-to-day job, like life, like, high stress jobs, like, trying to perform at a high level at work, probably that kind of stress. But I think that's just like normal day-to-day stress. Like, I don't come home and, I'm not anxious about going to work. I'm not like stressed, or I don't have anxiety about going to work. But I don't know. I feel like, again, like, I don't really deal with it. I can't remember the last thing I was like genuinely like stressed or like anxious about.
But you also don't weaponize the anxiety towards yourself. So when you do get anxious about work, you're not saying to yourself, God damn it, Ish, why are you anxious? That dialogue isn't happening.
No.
You're fully accepting the anxiety, right? That, because I'm going back to my point.
Yeah. Do I fully accept it? I mean, does anybody accept anxiety? Like, while you're in the mix of having anxiety, are you aware, like, oh, I'm having anxiety, or I'm having a panic attack?
Right. But that's the trick. That's the key.
Right.
I mean, how can I, coming on this podcast, I'm always a little nervous.
Right.
But I'm upset about the fact that I'm nervous. Why am I nervous 100 and whatever episodes in?
You know why though? Because you give a shit.
Yeah.
You give a shit. You care. Like if you didn't care, you wouldn't be nervous or anxious. Like same thing about, when we play basketball growing up. Like you played 1,000 games. You play basketball your whole life, every day. You're nervous about this game. You're anxious about this game. You play basketball, you know how to dribble, you know how to shoot, you know how to play. Like, you've done this 1,000 times. But you give a shit. You care about your performance. You care about how the podcast goes. You care about, how, the gas. You care. You give a shit. Once you give a shit, you're vulnerable now. Now you're vulnerable and you open yourself up to being anxious, have anxiety. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's great. You give a shit.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you, man. But yeah, I just think, I can't speak on anyone else. And I just think it gets to a place of it's unbearable. Where I think that I'm not deserving of it. Even at the party, man, when you were telling me, I still don't. You said to me, "Oh man, like for a little bit, like I was jealous of you doing the podcast," and I don't want you to say that because I just feel like you don't know the shit that I put myself through, right?
When I say jealous, I mean like just more like. I'm like, it looks like you're having a great time. It looks like you're having fun. It looks like you're doing genuinely what you're doing. Like I don't know if you're making money off this, but but it seems like you're having a genuine good time. And that's probably what I'm like. Oh, I was jealous that you're having fun.
I just get uncomfortable with that because I'm very gracious for you to say that. I'm very thankful. I really appreciate you for saying that. But I kind of downplay myself by saying, okay, thank you, but just know. This shit is hard. Like I'm going through it every day. I don't know. It's just the trait that I have. I always need to kind of put myself down to make other people feel okay.
Why do you think you do that? Is that for yourself or is that for other people? Like why do you feel like you need to put yourself down to bring people up?
I don't know, man. I really want people to like me. Like I got a new car and they're like, dude, nice car, and I just said, yeah, man, fuck, like I said that to a few friends. I don't feel like I deserve it.
That's hilarious because that was my first thought when we were driving. I saw the car. I was like, yeah, that's a nice car. That's a nice car.
Thanks, man, but I just don't.
That's a nice car. I don't. But you worked hard for it. Like you worked hard to get that car.
I did, man, and I've gone through a lot of things for it. I still go through a lot of things. But
and doesn't that car represent? All the things that you went through, and it's kind of like more like, despite everything I've gone through, look at what I was able to do. Like, does that car, when you see that car, when you see whatever that might be, like, it might be a car, might be a watch, might be a house, might be this, like, does that item, represent that to you, or is it just a car?
Yeah, I just don't want people to feel envy or jealousy because there's nothing to be envious about when I'm telling you that I'm in a war zone in my head most of the time. Right.
Yeah, I think again, like going back to the milestone thing. I think for me, it's a big thing for me as well. But it's like when you buy your first home, like that's a milestone. You buy your first car, that's a milestone. Maybe you bought your first watch, maybe you bought your first chain or whatever it is, whatever that thing is for you. Like that's a milestone. Like it's an achievement. And so every time you see that thing, it's like wow, like. I remember my first, like for me, like the biggest achievement I've ever done, actually, the coolest thing I've ever done, and if you follow me on Instagram, like you've probably seen the post, but the coolest thing I've ever done at 28 years old, I think this will be the coolest thing I've ever done in my life by far. So a couple months ago, a milestone for me was I was able to, cover my parents' bills. I covered my parents' bills for a couple months. Like I surprised them, it was the first thing I did. It's the first thing I told myself when I got to a place where I was, financially stable. Like I'm gonna take care of, my family, I'm gonna take care of my people, my loved ones, right? And so when I was able to do that a couple months ago and surprise my parents, with their bills covered for the next couple months, like to see that joy in their face was everything to me. And I thought, to me at 28 years old, like there's nothing cool that I could do in my life. Like not another house, not a car, nothing. So for me, that's a huge milestone.
Dude, that's awesome, man. Hell yeah.
So your car, when you say like your car, like you don't think your car is a huge milestone for you in your life?
I just don't feel like I deserve it.
Why?
I don't know. I just don't.
What do you think that stems from?
Do you have an idea?
Insecurities, negative talk, negative self-talk.
Yeah.
It comes down. I'd say insecurities probably.
It's really deep down. It's really, really deep. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you right now.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's like it's one of those things I would kind of have to take a few days and just really, really almost write it out. 'Cause I can't. It's somewhere in there. It's somewhere lurking in there.
Right. Like you just don't know how to say it.
I just don't know how to say it. I just don't even know where to start.
Right. I think writing it down is great. I think that for me helped quite a bit. Like just writing thoughts down, writing a notepad, writing on your notes on your phone. Like just write it down. There's some things that maybe you don't even know how to say it. Like again, you don't know the words, but you just jumble it down and you write. Like it helped me through the darkest of times. Just writing, nothing specific. Just write your feelings, write your emotions. Just write. It's almost therapeutic, cheaper than therapy, cheaper than counseling.
I mean, writing. There is a release. There's a catharsis that happens when you do write it out, because you physically feel like everything that you're writing out, the thoughts and the words are coming out of you onto paper, onto something physical. And that's a real thing.
They become real.
And you externalize it. It's a term in therapy where you externalize, and a lot of therapy modalities do something called externalizing. So there's this thing where if someone comes in anxious, it is interesting. I just kind of want to talk about it. When someone comes in anxious and they're saying, "Oh, I'm really anxious," or they visibly look anxious, the therapist would say, "So is anxiety with us today?" And you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You kind of make it a third party.
Yep.
Is anxiety with us? You label it. You give this emotion a body, an entity.
Right.
Whereas before, if you just feel anxious, like you feel like it's like stuck on you, it's got a grip on you. But when you say, "So is anxiety with it? Is anxiety in the room with us today?"
Me personally, no one's here. No, anxiety's not with me today. No,
what's here with you right now?
Me, nothing. I got just me. No anxiety with me today. I mean, obviously, you just never know how, like you said, like you never know how these things go. You never know how the conversation's gonna flow. But I wasn't really nervous. I'm like, what am I nervous about? I'm talking, or I'm having a conversation with a buddy of mine. This is the same conversation we'd have off camera. You know, like these aren't conversations that we wouldn't have one-on-one, or we wouldn't text about, we wouldn't call about, these are conversations we would have behind closed doors. So like that's why I don't really feel nervous, because I'm like,
you have every right to be nervous too. I mean, there's cameras on you. There's a mic, right? I mean, of course. Yo, let's talk about what we were talking about outside about the the cheating.
Yeah.
So you think emotional cheating is?
That's just me though. I think.
Run through the example you gave me again.
I asked you. I was like, what's worse, if you were to hear that your partner, spouse was physically cheating, or if you messages pop on their phone and you saw it was somebody that they were confining into emotionally, like confining into things that you don't even know about, like to see those messages, or would you rather just be like, oh, they physically like they hooked up or whatever? Like I said, like with the hookup, I'll be like physically mad, like I'm mad, but with text or with that shit would hurt. Like that would hurt.
That would hurt you more.
That would hurt me more than the actual physical, like just like sleeping with somebody else. Because that was just like, oh, you're mad. It's like, hey, like fuck you, whatever. But catching that emotional, like they're confining in somebody else, like that shit would hurt. That would hurt.
Dude, I don't know, man.
Like don't get me wrong, both would suck. But I just think I would be more emotionally damaged from that than the physical cheating.
I'm more leaning towards the physical. I'm not gonna play with you.
Why?
Dog, can you picture?
No, of course not.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't even let you finish that sentence because I don't even want to picture.
You know what I'm saying, dog?
I don't even want to picture.
Nah, bro. I can't. Physical is just too much. It's too unbearable, man.
Yeah. I mean, that was just the two options. I said, which one would I rather have? Like, I mean, I'd rather have neither. To be quite honest, I'd rather have neither.
Yeah, of course.
But
it's interesting you say emotional. I mean, that's what
I think that would hurt more than the physical cheating. That's just me. I think a lot of people feel differently.
I wonder which is the worst of the evils. I mean,
I don't know.
They're both definitely not ideal.
I know. Yeah. I think I don't know. I think I would have a harder time, because I think I can channel anger better than I can channel like being upset. If that makes sense. I can go to the gym. I could get my frustration out. I could go for a walk. I can write. When you're just upset or you're depressed or you're just like hurt, like I don't know how to I don't know how to channel that into it. I can't go to the weight room and be like hit a PR when I'm crying. Like you can't do that. Like I don't know how to channel being genuinely upset.
So you're saying,
or genuinely like
you're
hurt.
saying physical gets you
Like mad. I'd be mad.
like you
at
about
first
to
at least.
snap.
Like I'd be upset first, or upset rather than like seeing those messages. Then I would just be gutted. Like the person you love is confiding in somebody else. Like do you know how much like you got to trust that person? You got to feel comfortable with that person, opening up to that person, talking about some shit, some real things like that. Like when you're in the talking stage, meeting some girl, like how I know things are going well or whatever, or I'd imagine is when they start to open up to you. Vice versa. When you can open up to that person, when you can start talking about things, just you're comfortable, you respect them, you are open, you can, talk about some vulnerable things, like that's deeper than the physical, in my opinion.
I don't know. Yeah, I hear you. Absolutely.
Yeah. Again, that's just me. Like again, that's just me. Like I don't really know.
I mean, it's a shitty place to be in.
Right. Because I mean, like again, like what am I? Like I've been cheated on before. Like.
It's hard,
but again, like I think, but I was young. Like I was like young. Like where like I don't even like it doesn't. I don't know emotional baggage on it now.
Yeah, of course.
Like if I was cheated on in my like adult, like in my actual adult relationships, like I don't know how I would recover from that. To be honest.
If I was to be in a long-term relationship right now and I found out that my significant other was messing around,
yeah,
I think it's worse, man. I think it's tenfold worse if your partner is cheating on you, you don't know about it, and you never find out about it.
That's worse.
That's one thing.
I'd rather not know.
So
I'd rather not know.
Really?
I would
really.
Yeah, why would you want to know,
bro? I mean, you could easily. That's the thing. You could easily go your whole life with this person and never find out.
Don't tell me.
Don't tell you, huh?
So
I'm the exact opposite. It's funny you say that.
Don't tell me.
What?
Like it depends though. It depends. Like, are you over this relationship? Like you want to leave? Like you're seeking to leave this relationship or stay in the relationship?
We're in it. We want to be in the relationship. It's just your girl goes and does that shit, and you never find. You could go your whole life theoretically and never find out.
I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
Damn.
I don't want to know.
Damn.
Fuck. Actually, I don't know. I don't know. If we're still together, fuck. If
Dude,
we're still together, okay. If we're still together, I want to know. But if we split up and like 6 months later, like I don't care to know. If you like, oh yeah, she was cheating on you for like 8 months. Like I don't like, what's that gonna do?
Yeah,
for me?
I mean, yeah. At that point when it's over, it's dust in the wind.
Right.
But
sorry, yeah. If we're still in a relationship, yes, I absolutely. Okay, yes, I would want to know. Absolutely.
Right. So you would want to know because
yes, in the relationship, yes.
That's what I tell every girl that I'm starting to see. I'm like, yo, promise me one thing, just one thing, and I promise you I won't get mad or lose my shit. If you do cheat on me, if you do, please let me know. Just please let me know.
Yeah.
Do me the courage. Because imagine this.
Yeah.
Imagine she cheats on you and other people know that she cheats on you and you see this person, they see you with this person still and they're thinking, oh, damn, Ish doesn't know, bro. Oh, shit.
Do you tell that person? If you knew, like hypothetically speaking, if my girl, if you knew my girl, if you knew that she was cheating on me, would you tell me?
Huh, great question.
That's crazy.
I think I would.
That's crazy. Okay, you would.
I would have to.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a conversation about it's not my place to do it. I don't want to get involved, but I would. Because I know I want you, I want my other friends, I want the people
for them to tell you.
Because imagine how emasculating it is to be with someone and other people know that this person has cheated on you and you don't. You're the only one that doesn't know. And you end up finding out, let's say a year later through something else. See,
I don't want to know. If it's later and we're not together, I don't want to know. Like I do not want to know. Don't tell me. Like it's only what's it gonna do for me now?
When you guys are done.
Yeah, we've been apart for X amount of months.
When you're apart, it's like whatever. Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to know.
But let's say you're still together.
Tell me.
Tell you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though you might, like, let's say your girl was like, I could cheat on you, you would never find out.
This is my girl. That's her saying.
Let's just say,
Okay.
Let's just say that's the conversation.
Okay.
Your girl comes up to you and says, "Yo, by the way, I could cheat on you," and this is very possible.
Everyone's got the capabilities to cheat. I think
cheat and never find out.
Yeah.
That I don't yes, I could go. Yes, I could go the rest of my life with this person not knowing.
Mm-hmm.
But please, I want to know.
Yes, if you're still in the relationship, for sure, for sure. How do you bring that up if you're the person? If you're the person that was cheating, like how do you bring that up to your significant other?
If I was, let's say we were the ones cheating.
Yeah, like how do you bring that up to your relationship? How do you bring that up to your significant other if you still want to be in that relationship, or how would you do it?
Man, for me, I wouldn't do it unless I knew it was over.
Right,
I just wouldn't.
That's
you know,
what I'm saying.
I just wouldn't.
So you would just leave at that point, like at the point we're just breaking up.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
And if I did, I'd be like, yo, like we need to break up.
Right.
Like we just need to.
Yeah.
You know, that's just a matter of fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, there's so many people that do cheat and never end up telling their partner, and they go on with that relationship, and that person doesn't ever find out.
Like let's say you guys were married 50 years. Let's say you found out she cheated in year 1, 50 years later. Does that change the dynamic of you got kids, relationship's great, you got a house, you got kids. Does that change if it was year 1, like you guys were 19, she was foolish, whatever, or he was foolish, whatever. Year 50, like does that change the dynamic of everything? Is that like what is that? Like what are you doing?
I mean, I don't know. What would you do? Like, especially with having kids. I mean, I think I would stay just for the kids, but I don't think I would ever.
What would I do? I don't know. Don't tell me. Year 1, don't tell me.
It's interesting how I don't have an answer for that. I can't really think of it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do. Don't tell. It's just you got kids in a house involved. That's a whole different situation. A can of worms. You got the kids, house. Like it's not as simple as being like, hey, I'm out of this relationship. Like there's other parties involved. You're responsible. You're like again, you got responsibilities.
What would you do if you found out the kids were actually not your real kids? It was that.
Oh yeah, that's over with.
Even more.
I'm done.
It's hilarious that you said that because just like last night of the day, I was telling my significant other, I was like, oh, what I used to love watching was Maury. Like, you know Maury?
Yeah, of course.
Like you are not the fault, like that,
Yeah.
like that's what like hilarious, like hilarious that you brought that up because we were just like literally the other night I was showing her clips because she's never heard of Maury before, and I was like, you need to like you need to I gotta put you on Maury. Like you've never seen TV Today is not TV. Like have you ever seen a grown man do backflips? That guy's never done a backflip in his life, and now he's on Maury doing backflips to find out that's not his kids. Like this guy, it takes 3 attempts to get off the couch, but this guy's doing backflips. Yeah. Maury, you are not the fault. Like God, it's I think one of the funniest shows, best shows, great entertainment.
Best.
Like it's like forget about Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Like
Come on, bro.
like Maury, Dr. Phil, like
Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer, like those are the real shows they're at. You know, those are real TV. But yeah, I was putting on a Maury, so that's hilarious that you said that. If it wasn't your children, what do you do? Like 20 years later?
That would gut me.
Like 20 years later?
Yeah, that would gut me bad, man.
That would. Does it matter at that point though?
Fucking hell, your whole life has been a lie for 20 years.
Does it matter though? Like, does it?
It's not gonna matter. Like,
yeah.
I feel like we'll still love the kids,
right?
Because we're just
right.
We've had them as our kids,
right?
In that mind frame for so long, but it's all been a lie.
Yeah.
Think about that, man. Like that's what would push a dude over the edge and say, I have nothing to live for anymore. Seriously, like that.
If you found out that 20 years later that wasn't your kid,
that wasn't my kid, and
that would be enough to send you over. I don't know. I wouldn't know what to do. Honestly, I wouldn't
know. I mean,
I go on Maury. That's what I would do.
Dog.
I would unretire. Is he retired now? Is Maury retired? I would unretire Maury just to get back on the show, just to be like, look at his eyes, look at his nose. It's not my nose, Maury. It's not my nose, Maury. Like that's not my. That's what I mean. Like I would unretire Maury just to do one last episode. Just you know what I mean? Like that.
Bro, that show was fucking great.
That's the best. It's the best. Like
that was a real show. That was.
When they're running outside,
yeah, in the hallway in the back,
and the cameraman is just running with them, like in the hallway, like that, man. Like you just like that's just like that's just peak TV, man. Peak TV. Like
did Jerry Springer die? Did he pass away? I think he.
I don't know. Jerry Springer.
Jerry Springer was Jerry.
I'm getting Jerry and like Larry King Live confused. I'm thinking
not-
of Larry
not
King Live because Larry King Live.
Larry King. I never watched Larry
pat-
King.
I mean,
I was
news,
never.
like it was just the news. Larry King Live.
Yeah, he was just the old guy that would
Exactly. Anyways,
ask questions.
Yeah.
Not Maury. Jerry.
Maury.
I think
Jerry.
Maury's still alive. Damn, Maury's 86 years old? Golly. I thought bro was like 40 back in.
God. He was like 40 doing the show. Like,
That's what I'm saying though, but
Yeah.
like
Jerry died.
Jerry passed away
Jerry passed. Rest in peace.
a couple
Rest in
years
peace,
ago,
Jerry.
right? Yeah. How did he die? Was it heart attack or
Found out his kid wasn't his.
natural? Yeah, for real. Natural consequences. It's been smooth, man. What do you think about this? You like this?
Nah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, fuck, just chop it up and talk. Like we can do this for hours. I think we can do this for hours. Fuck cancer. Fuck cancer. I mean, like this is. We could do this forever. I feel like we could talk. We could talk about whatever for hours. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun.
Yeah,
We have so much to talk about,
I was
dude.
gonna say.
There's some things that we were talking about outside that we can.
No, we won't talk about it on the pod. Yeah,
Oh
we won't
my
talk on the
Lord.
pod. But off camera, those are again conversations we have all the time. Like we just just chopping it up. I feel like I think there's nothing. I don't know. I'm not really
Yeah.
nothing to be worried about. Nothing. You weren't gonna ask me some hard pressing questions like I don't know.
I don't think I didn't, right?
No. These are smooth questions. I thought it would be. I thought you were gonna ask honestly tougher questions. Smooth.
Yeah?
No.
Tougher?
No, I'm kidding.
You
I
did
declined the answer.
say you wanted to tell me
I declined
something
to answer.
though.
Sorry.
At the party, you said you did say that you wanted to get something off your chest.
I declined to answer.
Huh?
I declined to answer.
You did.
No, I can't remember honestly what I wanted to say. I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure there was like I'm sure I could.
You're not
I
holding
almost
back,
could-
are you?
I'm sure we were probably like, yeah, like we're gonna like open up a huge can of worms. We're gonna like, we're like,
Yeah. Well, nah, you got
do you like
a bit
pineapple
emotional. I
on-
was like, oh shit.
yeah, for sure. I mean, we were in a vulnerable, deep conversation about what we were going through in life, and yeah, it gets emotional.
You think a lot of
It's
dudes don't do
emotional.
that?
No, like my group, my close friends, we do that because we're just we're men who are not scared to talk about our feelings and emotions. Like I've damn near cried 1,000 times in front of my boys. You know what I mean? They've seen me in my worst stages ever. They've seen me at my worst. You know what I mean? And so I think my group of friends, I think what I've heard is, because we're just really close, we could talk about, like things that we struggle with. We could talk about being vulnerable. We could talk about the tough conversations that maybe you couldn't talk about with your parents or your significant other. And so I think maybe we're an anomaly. I don't know. Like what I've been told, like we're just
We just got lucky.
Yeah.
I think is that just the luck of the draw, man?
I don't know.
I mean, a lot of dudes I feel like never throughout their lifetime get a group of friends that they can just be completely and utterly vulnerable with, man. And it's just sad to me.
I mean, if you can't be vulnerable with your friends, like, are you guys friends? Like, what do you?
I mean, are
like,
you really friends? Yeah.
If you're worried about like your own friends judging, are they really your friends? Like, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like, it's like I'm not really scared to tell them, hey, I'm struggling. Hey, I need your help. Hey, I need your support. Like, we're really just really good at that. Like, like checking in on one. Like, I'll get random texts weekly, or not weekly. I'll get random texts, just be like, hey, checking in. Like, we might not have talked in months or weeks. I'll just get a text, just checking in. I'll text people, just checking in, and they'll be like, good, and that's it. Good, I'm doing great. Like, boom. Like, we don't need to get into, but just, hey, just checking in. How are you? Like, that's it. Like, we do that all the time.
It's so fucking needed, man. It's so essential. It's so essential.
Of course.
So that's all you need. Maybe that's all you need. Yo, you good?
That's it. Just a text. You good? Like, that'll go such a long way, because then you'll be like, okay, I'm gonna check on you. Like, let me return that favor. Let me check on you.
But you know what it is though?
Yeah.
If you ask that to someone
Yeah.
might interpret that as, whoa, do I not seem like I'm doing good? Is there something that I'm giving off that makes me look like I'm struggling?
See that in our, like, that would be to me. I don't want to say it. Like, that sounds insecure. Like, I'm just checking in because I'm your friend. Like, I'm just like, if you're not struggling,
You're not doing anything that's
you know
making
what I
me
mean?
think you're struggling.
But
I'm just checking in.
Just checking in. That's it. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And so I think just with, again, our group of, like, my close circle here, like, we're just really close. And I guess I think because we've all known each other for so long that we grew up together. Like, we weren't always like this. Like, I'm sure, like, we were in first, second year, like, we definitely weren't having the conversation that we're having now. You know, we probably struggled to be a little more vulnerable when we were younger, like, you know, like, but as we grew, we matured, we kind of grew up, like, you know, and so I think that it's a matter
shed our insecurities
you know,
and the wall that we put up, and you know, the people pleasing tendencies. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and again, like we're just close, and you know, we grew up together, and you know, we know everything about each other, so there's no secrets to hide, like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Again, but
Big facts, brother.
Again, you know, we weren't always like that. I think that it takes, you know, we weren't always like that for sure.
Yeah.
You don't have friends like that? Like
No,
like,
I do, absolutely. Yeah. And I'm so.
You need it.
They've saved me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, I
Literally.
could say with my chest that on many occasions my friends have saved me.
Absolutely. Without a good group of close friends, that's like, you know, what we were talking about, like 2, 3, 4 friends, like without a good group of friends, like someone like who would, like someone you would call if you were in jail, someone you would call if, you know, in the worst of times, like we all probably say like, oh, I got like 50 friends, I got 100 friends. Like if you were at the worst, there's 2 or 3 names that pop. There's 2, 3 names that are popping up. You go to jail, like there's 2, 3 names you're popping a call like that. Those are your real friends.
Yeah. Also, I find it so corny when if someone does say they have like 20 friends. Like, bro,
yeah, you got
there's
one.
Something,
You got one of them.
There's something up with you if you say you have more than 5 really close friends. If you say you have like 20 to 25 friends, I mean, something's up. Something's up. I don't know what it is. I can't really tell you.
You got a lot of time on your hands then.
Yeah.
You got a lot of time on your hands. You got 20 friends that you're close with.
And yeah, you're an absolute people pleaser, whether you like it or not.
Maybe. But again, all you need is just a good. I think there's a lot of people who just don't have, you know, like if I was, like, I think what I value most in my relationship, like my friends, is that they'll check me. Like if I'm bullshitting, or if I did something out of pocket, if I did something, like they'll check. Like they won't be scared to be like, hey, yo, like I didn't like the way you did that, or like the way you talk to your girl, the way you, whatever it is, like they'll check me immediately. And I know if I fucked up, if they check me, like there's no, I didn't do that. Like if they checked me, I knew.
But they're okay with checking you based on how you react to the check. Also, that too, right?
Just
because you don't
just based
blow up either.
We just based off a relationship, but we know that, like we all whatever fuck around, messed up, but like if they have to, like if they reach out to me like, hey, like I thought, like, you know, then I know I was in the wrong. I know I was in the wrong, because that doesn't happen often, right? But if they reach out and they're, you know, they check me, like I know there's no like nah, there's no rebuttal. Like, oh yeah, my bad. Like always. But you gotta have people that'll, you know, that'll check you, tell you things that, you know, whether you want to hear it or not. And those are real friends.
The tough conversations.
Those are real friends.
Very tough. It's very worth it though, man. I think
it's
key. It's key to life. I mean, like I said before, it saved my life
100%.
many times. So
100%.
I appreciate you, dog. Let's call it.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the time. I feel like this was a long time coming. I'm excited. I'm excited that we got to do this. You know, I'm sure there's I'm sure that maybe we'll just get in the future. Maybe we'll have another.
I'm down, man. I mean, hey, don't ever think. Yeah, man. Like when you said to me, "Oh, you have these big time guests on," I don't think you would ever look my way or bat an eye towards you.
No,
I don't. Again, man. I just don't. It's imposter syndrome. I like to be. I don't like to flex it. It feels weird. I don't want to think I'm better than anyone.
No. That was a joke when I said that. But like I see some of the titles, it's like doctor or and I'm like, what is that head title gonna be for this? Like university dropout, like coming, like what do you I'm like, what's the head title gonna be about this one? Like ex-basketball player, like what do you, round ball all-star, like I don't, you know what I mean?
Are you worried about that? Are you insecure about it?
No, not even close. No, not even close. I thought it was gonna be funny. I'm excited to see what the headline's gonna be.
Good.
It's gonna be funny.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, I appreciate that. That's great.
Appreciate you, man. Yes, sir. Call it.